Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks Live. And I know I'm doing this during the whole Charlie Kirk memorial thing, and I apologize for that. I don't know if it's disrespectful or not, but it's really the only chance I had to do it, and it's my normal time that I do it anyway on Sunday afternoons. So the main reason I'm doing the broadcast, hey Lake, how's it going, buddy? The main reason I'm doing it is kind of explain what's been happening with me and everything, because I missed a few videos last week. I normally post a video, which all of you know, every single day, but last week I didn't. It boils down to pure 100% exhaustion. We're trying to wrap up the tiny house job at my day job, and pushing real hard, putting in a lot of hours, just 12 hours a day normally, and I'm just literally been almost narcoleptic. Like I'll, wake up in the morning, drink a cup of coffee, and sit down and fall asleep in my chair, and my wife will wake me up to go to work. Then I'll go to work and come home and take a shower and sit down and fall asleep in my chair, and she'll wake me up to go to bed. So that's literally my life right now. So it's nothing major is wrong or anything. I'm just putting a lot of hours in at work, and I've been falling asleep while I'm supposed to be making my videos. So I apologize to everybody for missing 2 or 3 videos here last week, and my live stream yesterday. I actually just slept right through my alarm yesterday morning. So that was just 100% on me. I usually have I do have my alarm set for Saturday morning so I can get up in time to do my live stream, but I just 100% just slept right through it. I didn't even wake up till like an hour after I do my live stream normally on Saturdays. So yeah, Garden Earth guy, what's up? Who else we got here? Jason Lamore, Final Fantasy, what's up? Metal Gear Punisher. Yeah, I'm just explaining to everybody what's going on with me. I've just been tired, just literally sleepy, and I'll just working a lot of hours out there at my day job, and don't have much time for anything. And the rest of the time when I am at home, I've just been falling asleep. I just fall asleep in my chair there, and my wife is feeling sorry for me, so she doesn't wake me up. You know what I mean? Until she absolutely has to. Jeff 7, what's up, dude? So there's nothing to worry about. As soon as we get pushed through this, it might be a little weird for the next week, maybe 2. I don't know. I might just do short live streams in the mornings for the next couple of weeks, and take a day or 2 off every week from the live streams, from my posts, or from my videos, just for the next couple of weeks until I can get back to a normal working schedule. Then I'll have more time to devote to the channel, you know what I mean? But the bills got to come first. I wish I could do this for a living and everything would be awesome, but I'm not quite there yet. Not close to there yet, but maybe one day. But nothing's out of whack or anything. Everything's still chugging right along as far as the channel goes. I just been too tired to do it like I normally do this week. Just been too tired this week. So okay, All right, Jason. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, me and the wife are watching the memorial, and I almost skipped this live stream. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful, but then I thought about it, and I figured, if people want to watch the memorial, they can watch the memorial. If they want to check in and see what's happening, then they can do that. So or you can do both. So yeah, everything's good. Thank you, Lorianne. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, just real tired, just working a whole lot of hours, and that the 12 hours a day was what I've been putting in there at the job, clocked in. That's not counting driving and everything else. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time before and after work to do anything but sleep. So yeah, and actually I've been doing that for like 3 weeks now, but it just kind of all caught up with me this week. I've just, like, I had narcolepsy. I'd sit down and just fall asleep there in my chair. I couldn't even stay awake. So harness, yeah. Yeah, the mama jokes are the best. Mama jokes are the best. What I'll tell you, my two favorite mama jokes, now that Arnis brought him up. Your mama's so skinny she's got to run around in the shower to get wet. That's one of my favorite ones. And then the other one I think is from Sanford and Son, I think, is your mama's so ugly I could mash your face in dough and make gorilla cookies. Those are my two favorites. Every time I even think about those, I bust out laughing. Yeah, no, hell no, Final Fantasy. Yeah, we're not as young as we used to be. I remember doing that stuff in the Army, spending all that time being physical and not getting very much sleep, and still, I'd get up and go out and go drinking with my buddies and stuff at night. Hell no, I couldn't do that now. There is no way. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting old, and I've heard people complain about getting old my whole life. You always hear about old people complaining about getting old. That's just the way it is. It sucks and all that. But I don't have many complaints about it. Physically, I'm still fairly healthy. I've got all my locomotion and stuff. I'm not hampered. I've got pain, old injuries and stuff. They nag at me, but nothing brutal and debilitating. So I'm lucky that way. But I think I'm a lot more clear-headed now, a lot more thoughtful and just clear thinking now than I used to be. So I kind of like the way I am now. Oh, I got a text. Yeah. So I don't think growing old. I think growing old has got a bad rap from a lot of old people that just cranky old bastards. I don't know. I don't feel that bad about it. I feel pretty good about it, actually. So it's mental clarity and just slowing down in life in general, just slowing down a little bit and thinking about things more, which is something I never really did, to be honest. I never really did that shit. I would just do something, right? If you had a good idea, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I'm game. Let's see where it takes us. That's kind of how I lived my life, up until the last, 15 years or something, and kind of start slowing down and looking around a little bit, and maybe not do that thing. maybe do something else. Yeah, Jeff 7, that's a famous quote that is definitely true. The youth is wasted on young people. You're absolutely correct. And yes, Laura Ann, yes, you appreciate the little things. Yeah, exactly. Quiet moments with the wife, having the dog jump up in my lap just because he wants to be close to me. Putter around out there checking my trees, my fruit trees and stuff, and a good job, doing something well at work, doing something, putting something together and having it come together correctly the way you envisioned it, and it's a good job. You just know when you finish a job installing cabinets or whatever, and you stand back and you look back at it and it just looks right. I tend to value those moments now more than I used to before. I just wanted to get done and have a beer, get to the cold beer part of the day. Now, I like to step back and look at what I've done and evaluate it and take a little joy out of the completion of it. Oh, that's awesome, Arnis. You became a grandpa, huh? A boy or a girl? Yeah, Final Fantasy. Yeah, I definitely practice better judgment now. Yeah, if she was ever quiet, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. I don't know, maybe is it a Gen X trait where I'm comfortable being alone, or is that just a Jesse thing, right? I wonder about that, because I've always not only have I been okay with it, but I valued alone time and sought it a lot of times. You know what I mean? I'm perfectly happy being completely alone in a room for days. Read a book or watch movies, whatever. Doesn't bother me at all. Now I'm getting texts. Yeah, apologize for that. I don't know why the hell I brought my phone in here. I just happened to set it down there. I usually don't. Yeah, satisfaction with a job well done. Yeah, definitely, Jason. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I thought you said became. I misread that, Arnis. I thought you said you became a grandpa in January. Oh, so you're becoming a Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. I always thought that was the best way, Arnis, to wait until the baby's born and be surprised. I always thought that was the best way. Yeah, Mac MC. Yeah, I'm not dead. No. A lot of people think I'm dead just because I'm sleeping all the time. I'm either asleep or I'm gone at work. Yeah. Julia, what's up? Yeah, that's the thing. And that really came with growing up, to be able to like myself, and be alone with my thoughts and be okay with my thoughts and that kind of stuff. That takes maturity, I believe. And to be able to like yourself, a lot of times that's hard. Honestly, I don't want to get into too much deep shit, but you got to forgive yourself and all this other shit. It's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. So it wasn't for me anyway. Maybe y'all have a different experience, but it was a road that I had to travel to be able to like myself. But once I got over a bunch of stuff throughout my that happened in my younger life and all that, and some decisions I've made, then I became completely okay with myself, who I am, and I like who I am now. But even back when I wasn't mature enough to like myself, I would still just rather be alone with my dog out in the woods or something. You know what I mean? That kind of solitary peace, rather than be in a large crowd or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if that's a common trait. Are they Gen Z, Laura Ann? Are they millennial? Probably both, huh? Are they a mixture of the two, millennials and Gen Z, or are they all Gen Z? I think younger people, I think younger people have this thing where they like being physically alone, but they, as a rule, need contact through the digital space. Like they need virtual contact with other people constantly, but they don't want to be, physically in a room with somebody else. Where I just want to shut everything off and be in a room with a good book. You know what I mean? Wiley Ann, what's up? I didn't mean to scare y'all. I've just been exhausted, working a lot, and just basically had narcolepsy this week. I think it all caught up with me because I've been working a lot for the last 3 weeks. I think something like that. Average either 11 or 12 hours a day, and but this last week it really caught up with me, and I haven't even been able to stay awake in the mornings when I'm supposed to be editing videos and stuff. I'll just fall asleep there in my chair. Okay. All right, Gen Z. That's good to know that some Gen Z dudes are okay being by themselves, showing a little maturity. Glad you made it, Wiley Ann. As I was saying, for the people who are just now showing up and stuff, I said earlier that we're pushing hard to finish this job in my my day-to-day normal, what is that, day job, and I'm still going to be putting in a lot of hours, so I might just cut back on the YouTube channel just temporarily for a couple of weeks and just do like 3 lives during the week, just so I don't have to do the editing and stuff, because if I miss out on the editing, then I don't have anything to post. But if I just come in here and sit down to a live stream, then there's nothing to edit, and to upload and all that stuff. So I'll probably do 3 live streams next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or something like that. They'll be early in the morning, but it'll just be like my normal show. It'll just be streamed live instead of edited and stuff. But I'll do that just for a week or two until we get this tiny house job finished, and I'll be posting a video of the tiny house pretty quick. We've got the whole interior painted, the lights are on, the cabinets are installed. It's looking really good. Oh, the carpet is installed upstairs. Got a whole lot done, but I better have, putting in all these hours, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm definitely worn out. Oh man, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here. Deal with the stress afterwards, Metal Gear? The stress after what? Dead Wolf, what's up, dude? Yeah, Arnis, I even play those when I play those games, those massive multiplayer games. I don't play it very often. I used to though, but even when I used to play them, I'd play those solo. I would try to get me to join a clan or whatever. No, not me. So I'd be running around in there just being a lone wolf assassin in a MMO. Oh no, it's just a rotary dial phone. My wife got it for me from somewhere. I don't know. I honestly don't know where she got it. She finds me that old school stuff. Yeah. Oh, stressed out after work, Metal Gear? No, that's one, like, I don't know, superpower I have. Once I leave the job, it's out of my head. I don't think about it again until I get back the next day. I can just turn it off like a light switch. I've known a lot of people who stress about work and stuff when they're home. I can't. I can try to stress about work and I'm unable to. I just can't make myself focus on that shit. I got, you know what I'm saying? That's not, I don't know. I think it's a blessing. It's tea time. What's up? No, yeah, after work I come home and I take a shower and I fall asleep in my chair. And then my wife is waking me up telling me to go to bed. So that's been my life this last week. I wake up, I drink a cup of coffee, fall asleep in my chair. My wife wakes me up to go to work. Then I get back from work, fall asleep in my chair after a shower. Then she gets me up and tells me to go to bed. Yeah, I don't have time to stress, even if I was that kind of person right now. Yeah, I'll get my paycheck. Yeah, going trucking in October. All right. Where are you going to, Dead Wolf? Yeah. No, yeah, I never have been a big club member or a group member, even like any of those. What, I don't know what they call them. The groups they form online and stuff. I never have been one of those. I've always ran solo myself until now with Gen X Thinks and all of you. This is the closest I've come to having a social network of any kind. Us getting on here and reminiscing, you know, but we're like-minded, so it's not even, there's like no pressure at all doing this and talking to y'all. No awkwardness, no weird. Even if I am a little weird or awkward, I just figure y'all are weird and awkward too. So y'all know, y'all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't feel like judged because I get a word wrong or say something stupid. So yeah. So I feel completely comfortable doing this. Which if you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would have told you no. That nuh-uh. This would drive me crazy, but surprisingly, I feel completely at ease talking to y'all like this. Yeah, you're a great group of people. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to be a part of Gen X Thinks. Hey, Popeye, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Shannon, what's up? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, me too, Metal Gear. Yeah, I don't know, I get anxious, like, when I was in my 30s, I think, I used to go to Walmart. I was single, and I'd go to Walmart and do my grocery shopping and stuff, and shit, I'd about freak out, you know what I'm saying? So I started going at, like, 4 o'clock in the morning, when they, you know, back when they stayed open 24 hours a day, and the whole thing would be empty and I'd be okay. I'd just go and get my stuff and go. So yeah, I figured out you go at 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody's there, and that's the time to go. But yeah, large groups, not necessarily them being assholes or whatever, just getting in my way. You know, it's like they're NPCs and they're just placed on the planet to get in my way and impede my progress. It would drive me nuts. Yeah, artiste. Yeah, it does, huh? That's our shit. Yeah, I need to put one of these on what is it, Redbubble. Yeah, I need to put one of these on Redbubble. Yeah, Team Gen X is acceptable. Yeah, Arnis, I feel the same way. Oh, all right. Driving around out in the country? Shit, that's a dream job, Dead Wolf. Yeah, that'd be cool as hell. You don't even have to deal with city driving or anything, city traffic. Outlaw biker gangs, yeah. Yeah, I think most of us are lone wolves, Jason. We're not big joiners. Christopher John, what's up? Yeah, Children of the Corn, that's us. Yeah, artiste. Yeah, I think I'm an INTJ when I took that thing. INTJ is mine. But yeah, I'd like to know what percentage of Gen X turned out to be introverts. It'd be an interesting topic to me, or an interesting thing, bit of trivia to find out what percentage of us are introverts or extroverts or whatever, versus extroverts, because I've always been more of an introvert, and uh, decisively so. You know what I'm saying? And comfortably so. I don't feel weird about it or anything. Never have. I don't. You know. I'm okay with it. Come out with us. Nope. I'll stay here by myself. I'm good. Yeah, I'll go on. Yeah. So, but I wonder, how many Gen Xers are like me in that, just been introverts pretty much their entire lives. Yeah. Yeah. Shopping is a breeze when when you do it early in the morning. Final Fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy, Christopher. Yeah. INFJ. What's the and I'm trying to now. You got me trying to remember what the hell the letters stand for. I'm INTJ. INFJ is introvert. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up now, Loran. Oh my God, yeah, that's way too crowdy for me to be crowded like that. Somebody reach over my shoulder. No, no, that I couldn't deal with that shit. I don't know what the hell I would do. Hopefully, I wouldn't go to jail, artiste. But down here, I don't know if it. I think it would be throughout the South. People are a little more respectful because it just, rednecks and shit. They'll they'll punch you in the head without even thinking about it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to crowd anybody too much, crowd anybody too close. You're liable to do the old redneck and start swinging before he asks any questions. So yeah, I think now back when I was a kid, it was more of a thing like Southern hospitality and Southern what's the word I'm looking for? Just politeness. Southern people were more polite and hospitable, and that was a definite thing when I was a kid. Now it's changing nowadays. It's getting messed up because people are moving and migration within the country, and the South is filling up with everybody from all other states. So I had to take the test for marriage counseling. Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. Final Fantasy, being social. Yeah. 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 Yeah, me too, Christopher. Yeah, I like that. They've got that basically sticks and twigs and shit with some berries in it, granola stuff. That's what I eat now for cereal. Oliver Rust, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. AF. A psychiatrist with a fear of groups. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I don't. What about just a loathing of groups? Not really a fear of them, but just a loathing, a detestation of groups. Hmm. I wonder if that's a psychological malfunction. Yeah, but parties back in the day, I don't know. I remember partying back when we were kids, going to those things, and it really wasn't that. Probably because I was 3, 4 beers in before I ever got to the party. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why I was comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Artiste. That shit would get physical quick if you're in the wrong place. I guess. Uh, that's just the normal shit to do in some places, but you reach over somebody's shoulder in the wrong area of the country, you know, yeah, you'll instead of coming back with those pickles, you'll come back with a knuckle sandwich. Oh, you're expected to be social in Minnesota? No, I won't be moving to Minnesota anytime soon then. Oh, feeling. That's why I don't get the F in my IN. J. Oh, I'm judging. Yeah, I'll judge your ass quick. I'm introverted. Intuitive? I didn't think. Oh no, I'm INTJ, so no, I'm not intuitive. And the feeling, I definitely know why I got the T instead of the F. T, I don't know what the hell, I'm gonna have to look mine up, INTJ. I remember the what is that called? The letters. I remember the letters, but I don't remember what they stood for, except for the I was introverted. I remember that part. Wheel gauge, what's up? Yeah, keg parties, dude. Yeah, we had an abandoned quarry, and we'd all drive out there. It was about I don't know, 8 or 10 miles out in the woods, and the gate, you know, it looked like it was locked, but the chain was on there, but it wasn't really locked. So we'd get the gate, swing the gate open, and we'd all park in a circle and start a bonfire and have our kegger there. Yeah, wheel gauge. That was some fun. And then they come, wasn't it Coors Light that came out with that party ball? They had like this, it was about this big. It was just like a container, a soft plastic container full of beer. I think it was called a party ball. Yeah, I drank a few of those too. Yeah, Final Fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, at least 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's what, by the time I got to the party, I was feeling no pain from whatever the hell we were partying with. I'd already began the party before we left. Yeah, that was the rule. Yeah, build some skate ramps. Yeah, Metal Gear. No, no AF. It was beer. It was called a party ball. It was beer, and it had a keg spout on it, but it wasn't a whole keg. You know, it was probably, I don't know what, 3-4 gallons, something like that. And it was just an inflatable, you know, like a balloon kind of, but thick plastic, and they just filled the balloon up with beer. And then it was a party ball. I can't believe nobody else remembers those. Yeah, yeah, that's my theory, Bucky, that the aliens have been here the whole time. Yeah, I don't think they came from a distant star. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, Artiste, I don't know. I remember it's INTJ, but I don't remember. Oh, okay, Arnest, you remember the party ball. All right, so I'm not just making shit up. Roof parties, yeah. Yeah. No, pony keg was just a small keg. It was when I was when I was growing up where I was. A pony keg was just a smaller keg. This was it came in a cardboard box, but it was, you know, the silver bullet Coors box. But inside the box was a plastic round, you know, ball. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look like giant drink boxes. But instead of wine, You know, like they have those wine boxes. I think they were bigger than the wine boxes, but they had beer in them instead. The ones I remember was Coors Light. Was it 5 gallon? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it was round like a ball. Yeah. Yeah, no, we didn't miss out on shit growing up in small towns, Lonnie. Yeah, no, it was just, it was different, but we didn't miss out on anything. Hell, I think that the people in cities are missing out on a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff in, small towns and country living. Oh, caves, abandoned building. Yeah, that would be cool as shit, D. Yeah. Partying in a cave. I never got to do that. All right. Under I-40. Yeah. Thinking. Okay. The T is for thinking. All right. Well, Gen X thinks. There you go, artiste. Yeah, inside of a box there was a party. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Jason, don't bring up that gold slug. Yeah. Yeah, gold slugger. That and my first actual time I got drunk with my buddies was on Southern Comfort. We bought a bottle of Southern Comfort. We all chipped in and drank that shit because we heard it was real sweet. Okay, so intuitive, you're right. Okay, introverted and intuitive thinking and judging. Yeah, all right. Well, that is pretty cool, though. The thinking is in there. But oh yeah, that was a bad hangover though with the Southern Comfort. And then I remember our math teacher. He overheard us, and he got the next day and on Monday or whatever, and he just said that's a sin to waste good sipping whiskey like that on three young punks like y'all, just pounding it by the side of a stream. Yeah, that's all he had to say about it. That's a sin to waste it on three punks like you. Good sipping whiskey. Yeah, Mad Dog. We probably all have Mad Dog stories. That shit was just straight up poison. That was the worst hangover I ever had, was Mad Dog 2020. I think it was like the grape one or whatever, the grape flavor. Cow tipping. Yeah. Yeah. I loved our parties. A lot of times I lived just way out in the country, so I didn't get to, I'd have to travel to get to town, but then sometimes I actually lived in town. So we had a lot of fun stuff. Then we go outside of town to party and stuff when I was in my later teens, 15, 16, 17. Oh, okay. That's cool. Deep Blue. Yeah. Cocoa Beach. Yeah, that's a good place. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the wine coolers, Shannon. We all remember the wine coolers. Jacuzzi hopping with wine coolers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, moonshine. I had some, what's that? What's that shit called? That, it's not really moonshine. Now I'm not going to be able to think about it. What's that? It's like 100 proof or whatever, like 99 proof. It's on the tip of my tongue. Or 200 proof or whatever it is. 180 proof, whatever it is. That stuff. What's that shit called? I'll think of it here in a second. But it's real famous. The most powerful alcohol you can get. It's almost It's almost, is it White Lightning? But anyway, I drank some of that one time, and we had just started, drinking that night, having a few beers or whatever. Everclear, Shannon, yeah, Everclear. That shit. Yeah. Yep, it's tea time, Jeff. Yeah, Everclear. We just started, and we met a couple of girls, and they had some of that shit somehow, some way. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask them how they got it or whatever, and they offered us some, and I drank that shit, and then I don't remember the rest of the night. That was it. Yeah, I drank probably 2 or 3 shots of it, I guess, and that was it. And I was done that night. Yeah. Yeah, Bucky, that kind of stuff. It just makes the most sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That shit just makes the most sense to me. Yeah, Final Fantasy, that was it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we used to drink the what are those called? The 40s, the 40 ounces, because they were the cheapest. They were the cheapest ones. 80 proof? Okay. Is that how it goes? Oh, they only go up to 80 proof. Okay. Wheel gauge, what's up? Yeah, they'll only sell up to 80 proof by law, Shannon. Yeah, I forget. I think it was in Washington State where I was at. So, but I don't know, that was back in like 1987 or whatever. So the but when I was in the army, we used to have like me and my group of friends. We would have like cheap wine night. And so we'd all have to bring some cheap wine, right? That's what we drank. A hard liquor night and whatever beer night and whatever we'd change it up. We'd all agree this Saturday we're gonna do cheap wine night, right? So, we'd have to drink that shit. Oh yeah. Yeah, we had our aunt's boyfriend would buy us 40s, yeah. But this one night, it was hard liquor night, and I bought mezcal tequila. I just never had it. I never drank tequila before, and it had a worm in it and shit. That sounds badass. That's another night I don't remember. The last thing I remember is tipping the bottle back and eating and getting the worm, and I ate the worm, and then I took one more shot, and that was it. The rest of the night was a blank. Of course, my buddies the next day told me all kinds of stories and shit. I hope they made up at least half of that shit because it was embarrassing, to say the least. uh, yeah, they are. Yeah, they're scared of everything. That should be that's the thing. They all have these damn phobias and mental disorders or whatever. Therapeutic disorders or whatever. Not all of them, but a majority of them anyway. That's just the culture now. You're not cool if you don't have a therapist, if you don't have some kind of malady that you're taking a prescription medication for. You're not cool. Oh man, you came to in a different county. I misread that, dude. I thought it said country, old man. I thought you came to in another country. I was gonna say, holy shit. That was an awesome night. Woke up in Guadalajara or some shit. Brazil. Freaking Istanbul. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that wine box, Christopher John. Burn unit, yeah, 151. Yeah, that I had it once or twice. I think somebody had some 151 and I tried it, but I never really got into the 151 thing. I remember when it was the craze though. Bacardi was all over the place. That's all you heard about was Bacardi 151. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bucky, it's it. I don't know, the first time I got drunk I was probably about 6 or 7, 8, something like that. I think it was I was in second grade. Yeah, if you didn't wake up in jail, it was a good night, Arnis. Yeah, don't drink the water, old man. If you end up in Mexico, off your next Everclear shot, don't drink the water, old man. Yeah. Now, gin, what it does, is that the stuff, doesn't it taste kind of have a black licorice kind of flavor, but really strong? Or am I thinking of something else, Shannon? Fireball, yeah. Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff now. I remember schnapps. Remember that they had all like the peach and the cinnamon schnapps and all that stuff. And and up in Washington they had this stuff. We just called it animal beer because on the can it had like a bird dog and one would have a deer on it and the other one would have a moose or something. Oh, okay. 16? Yeah, you were a late bloomer there, AF. I was hungover in second grade. Pabst Blue Ribbon, dude. Yeah. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh, yeah, I bet, huh? Oh, I never thought about that, but yeah, I bet the wine is cheap over there, huh? It's not expensive like it is over here. Oh, good gin is smooth. All right. Final Fantasy. Oh, Jägermeister is the licorice one. Yeah, AF. Okay. I remember Jägermeister. Matter of fact, one of the on hard alcohol night, when I got the mezcal tequila, one of my buddies got Jägermeister. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, keep some bottled water with you. Yeah. Homemade beer. I'd still like to try that. Brew my own, see if I can't, be like a chemist or something and brew my own shit. Yeah, we had some nasty stuff back in the day because it was a lot of times when we were teenagers anyway, it's all we could afford. That somebody mentioned Thunderbird earlier, and the Boone's Farm and the Mad Dog, whatever the hell we could get a hold of. That's what we drank. I didn't have a lot of choice when I was 16, 17. It was just whatever the hell I could get. So. Yeah, that you're right, Metal Gear. PBR is an OG of beers. Yeah. Yeah, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a hell of a party. End up in Galveston, wake up in Galveston. Yeah. Old Milwaukee says, "Hold my beer." Yeah, Jaeger bombs. Over when I was in Korea, we get some good vodka at the PX, and we make what we called raw eggs. We put like that much orange juice in the bottom of a glass, and then you take a t-shirt and you strain the vodka in real slow, and it'll sit on top of the orange juice. And when you hold the glass up, it looks like a raw egg. and we drank those. That's one of the things I remember from my stint in Korea. That was a hell of a cool way to drink vodka. Get caught drinking homemade beer, wearing a homemade dress to school. In the 7th grade, who could bring the most booze to the bus stop in 7th grade? So wasted in the 7th grade that the bus driver wouldn't even let you on the bus. Steve Sandin, what's up, Steve? Glad to see you here. Keystone, yeah, that's another one. Was that the one? Was that Animal Beer Wheel? Was that the one that I was trying to think of? No, I don't think that. I don't think that was the Animal Beer. Okay, Artiste, yeah, Jägermeister is the black licorice. Oh, yeah, you just put it on the back porch of Final Fantasy. Oh, okay. Yeah, they used to have a bunch of microbreweries up in the Northwest, and they had some pretty good beer up there. I mean, you get some bad ones too, you know, just, but they had a lot of good ones. I remember drinking a beer called, or an ale, I guess, still, a Pete's Wicked Ale. It tasted like crap, but it was strong as hell. Me and my buddy just walked into this random bar in Seattle in the Army, you know, and oh, Pete's Wicked Ale, that shit sounds awesome. Let's have a big old mug of that shit. Yeah, it tasted like complete ass, but it was strong. Oh, all right. Uh, yeah, Jägermeister. That's one thing about alcohol like that. That shit'll keep forever. Sambuca, I've never had that, Jason. Yeah, that's what we used to drink those in Korea. Raw eggs. They were cool. And after the vodka goes down, then the orange juice is left on your tongue, and you don't even taste the vodka if you do it right. Oh, hams, Artiste. Okay. The beer refreshing, yeah. Those old commercials. IPA 9.9, yeah. Yeah, that's some stout shit for here in America. I just read a thing that over in Russia, I don't know if they just changed it or it's still that way, but anything lower than like 6% alcohol or 8% or something like that is just considered like a soda pop. It's not even considered alcohol. You know, a 5-year-old can go in and buy a beer if it's only 5.5% alcohol. It doesn't even count in Russia. It's the same as a soda pop. It's got so I can imagine what those dudes drink at the bar. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, AF. Yeah, mountain lion comes and gets into it, gets wasted on the game camera, yeah. Oh yeah, Bud Ice. I used to drink those, AF. Yeah, I used to drink those. I didn't really like them, but for the price and the alcohol content at the time, they were the best for my budget. That I don't know, Artiste. Is absinthe still illegal? I don't know. I don't even know why it would be. Is it like, is it dangerous? I don't know much about absinthe. I'll be honest. Yeah, yeah, old man. Exactly. I've drank a lot for that reason, though, old man. Not because it tastes good. Only here in the last 10 years have I drank a beer or something because I actually liked the way it tasted. Before that, I drank it because of alcohol content, per dollar. That was that was the only thing I was focused on. Yeah, AF, 4.2% Coors Light would be like a Pepsi Cola in Russia. Yeah, that it doesn't even, they don't even consider that alcoholic beverage legally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, it is amazing. I thought it was amazing that I lived to see 30, Christopher. I'm serious. I was amazed. I was like, I'm 30. What the hell is this? Nobody told me I was going to be 30. What the hell is this shit? Now what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I never planned for this. Oh, fine. Yeah, my dad was served during the Korean War too. Final Fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's IPA. They're not the same. Yeah. Molson Ice, Metal Gear. I've never had Molson Ice. Yeah. Oh, it can make you hallucinate, absinthe? Yeah. I know mushrooms can. I've never tried absinthe though. Steel Reserves, yeah, that's another one. Harness. And it's crazy that those hardcore, like 6.6% or whatever, getting up there in the percentage, that they were cheaper than the other alcohol, you know, or the other beers that were lesser alcohol content. Jack and Coke. Yeah, I went through a mixed drink phase for a while, and drank that kind of stuff for a while. Metal Gear in my early days. Then I went through a martini phase. Drank martinis and olives and shit. That shit's good. Oh, okay. Absinthe bars in Colorado. I did not know that. That's cool as shit. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. I've never tried either one of those. Shannon. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear. Yep. Dirty martinis with the olive. Yeah, that shit's good. But I had to quit that shit. They taste good, and I'll drink the hell out of them. I drink too many of them. I can't, you know, foresee they taste good and they're small, but they pack a punch if you get the right shit. So you'll be drunk as hell in half an hour, you know, where you can sip on a beer and kind of regulate it and mellow out. You know, you can't do that with martinis. So I had to change back to beer. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I've never done that, AF, but put vodka in the slushies, yeah. Oh, all right. Make you trip. Absinthe with wormwood, huh? Never heard of that before. I mean, not. I've heard of absinthe, but not with the wormwood stuff. Bucky's only talked to himself once. I talk to myself daily. I always win that argument, though. That's the only argument I get to win. It's one with myself. A hot toddy. Yeah. When I was sick one time, somebody made me one. Yeah, Oliver, yeah, I'm the same way. That's what all that stuff I'm talking about was back in the day. Yeah, I don't drink that shit anymore. But yeah, some of those some of those alcohols, hit you differently, you know, even though the alcohol content might be higher or lower, but some of them, for me anyway, some of them I can drink twice as much as one and still be functioning, and then the other one, I just, take a couple shots and I'll be done. And even if it has less alcohol in it, I don't know what the hell that's all about, but yeah. But I've learned to stay away from certain alcohols. I still don't like the smell of Southern Comfort. I just drank it that one time with my buddies, but that hangover was so vicious from the age of, I was 15 or whatever, I forget, 14 or 15. That hangover has been with me for 40 years. I can still, if I smell a Southern Comfort, I go the other way. Is absinthe made with wormwood? Hell, I don't know. I always thought absinthe was just a chemical that they come up with or something. Hell, I have no idea, Shannon. Oh, so absinthe is dangerous. All right. I didn't know that. On the mushroom thing? I didn't see. Are you talking to someone else, old man? Or are you talking to me? On the mushroom thing. Alien fetus. That's a sweet handle there. You gotta love that shit, dude. You gotta love alien fetus. Yeah. You gotta come back for another live stream so I can say that shit again, dude. Oh, by Nine Inch Nails? I didn't know. See, I've never known much about absinthe. Made popular by Nine Inch Nails. Okay, I've never tried it. I would try it though. Shit, I'd try it. Oh, okay, wormwood. I've read about wormwood and stuff in medieval, fantasy books and stuff, but I never really knew it was a real thing. I just thought maybe it was something that they made up, like dragons, or magic. Yeah, Bud Ice was pretty strong beer. Oh, so it is made from wormwood? Okay. Bahama Mama. It isn't legal everywhere. Nah, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't. I've been, I don't know, my whole life I've been like that. Like, I'll try something. I don't have a really super addictive personality. You know what I mean? So I'll try something and never try it again and never think about it again. So I've tried stuff throughout my life, and like I've said before on here before, I've tried weed many times throughout my life. I just never really cottoned to it, and never really took to it. So I don't do it regularly, but if somebody offered me some, I might say okay if I didn't have anything to do for the next 6 hours. But it just depends. But I never did really take to anything in particular and fall in love with it. Yeah, expanding can get you in trouble on YouTube here. Electronic Music Underground, what's up? Okay, yeah. Yeah, like I'm strong. Yeah. Oh, okay, Arnis. Yeah, that's some people really like certain things and you know use it a lot, and other people just uh, don't care for it and don't really ever use the stuff again. So, but I'm part of the latter group, so I'll try some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get off my nose. I'll see what it's like. Nutmeg has, oh really? I didn't know that. Sassafras tea to get a light ecstasy buzz. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. So it was dangerous in the 1800s. All right. Trade secret herbs and spices, chartreuse. I thought that was a color. Is that a drug or something now? Or did it used to be? That's something I've never heard of. If it's... Yeah. Pot laced with rocket fuel. Yeah, exactly. Final Fantasy. Sometimes we gotta just walk away from certain shit. Oh, okay, F. I didn't know that. That's one thing that I actually wanted to try. Ecstasy, back in the day when it was popular and stuff, back in the early 90s, and I never got to. I just never got to, so I've never tried that. I actually wanted to, tried to try it, but I never could get any of it for whatever reason. I forget why now. Well, I was in the Army, so it was just hard for us to get anything like that. No, okay. All right, about 10 seconds, that's not worth it. Me and my buddy, we tried all that shit when I was a kid. We tried smoking banana peels and nutmeg, anything. We tried all that shit. Hardly any of it worked. Oh, shit. People talk to you from... I'm talking to you from... Well, I might be talking to you from your phone. Christopher. Oh, laudanum. I've heard of laudanum too. Never seen it, or even I don't even know if it's still around. Oh, codeine sticks dipped in cough syrup called pixie sticks. That's some shit. That's some old school shit there. That's why people were dropping dead. Yeah, I bet, underground. Holy shit, yeah. That's living it up there. I don't know. I take turmeric and black pepper in my little concoction I drink every day. But I've never tried to smoke it. Yeah, I got that underground, the 90s. I didn't think you meant the 99s. Yeah, but we well, me and my buddies anyway, uh, hardly worked. Yeah. Oh, cool, AF. AF, our newest member. Thank you. That's cool as hell, AF. Welcome to the club. Yeah, some of it supposedly worked. My buddy said that he was feeling some shit and everything, but I never mugwort, but I never felt any of that shit. But I don't know if my buddy was just full of shit or what. Yeah, Gen X. Yeah, yeah, Arnis. Yeah. X. Oh, okay. I see. This whole time underground, I thought that shit was brand new in the 90s. They just rebranded that shit. I thought it was brand new. Yeah. All the way up until today, until underground just told me that. I didn't know that stuff had been around for a while. Now, embalming fluid, that's what they make a drink called soju in Korea. It's formaldehyde. They got formaldehyde in it, and that shit will mess you up real good. Yeah, that shit will mess you up. They have these soju bars we used to go to when I was stationed in Korea, and they come in little kettles, and you'd have these little kettles of soju. Yeah, and that shit was like a delayed reaction. I swear. You would sit there and drink that stuff, and you'd be normal and talking and laughing or whatever. As soon as you stood up, you were hammered, and it happened like that. As soon as you stood up and started walking, you were just hammered drunk. It was the craziest shit in the world. But yeah, it was made with formaldehyde. Yeah, Christopher, and there's no video evidence of it. All our exploits, none of our exploits are on the cloud, stored in the cloud and shit, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. All right, AF. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's really cool as hell. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the channel enough to do that. Yeah, I've heard that before. Underground, you get high off lettuce, but what the hell kind of lettuce? Not iceberg. You're not getting high off iceberg lettuce. It's got to be some romaine hearts or something, right? Some good shit. Huh? You go get some iceberg right off a Walmart shelf and get baked. Don't got to be some kind of special lettuce, huh? Some blue kale or something cool. I can't see it. Maybe it is. Maybe iceberg lettuce, but I thought iceberg lettuce didn't have anything in it, period. Not even any nutrients in it, let alone any intoxicating elements. But I've heard that many times before underground, that you can get high smoking lettuce. Yeah, dehydrate that shit and smoke it. It was probably one of the things me and my buddy tried. Yeah, I probably was, now that I think about it. So, morning glory seeds get you high. Oh, you got to do it perfect. Mescaline lettuce. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, my thing here. You have to forgive me here while I try to fix this. My chat thing. Try to trying to get my chat back up so I can see your chat. There we go. There we go. All right. I set my tablet up there so I can just see the conversation better, so I don't have to keep looking down. That irritates me, looking down like that constantly to see, and it's real tiny and it's full of stuff. My other way to see your chat is in my my streaming platform stuff, and it's gobbled up in there. It's hard to read, so I like to have it up on my tablet, just the chat, so I can look toward the camera and see Mexican dirtweed, old man. Yeah, I think we've all had some Mexican dirtweed at one time or another. Yeah. Peyote, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think peyote will mess you up. Don't you hallucinate off of peyote? I think peyote's an hallucinogenic. At least it's some kind of like mystical experience or some shit like that. That's some. It I think it's peyote that they took in Young Guns. Remember that? Did you see the size of that chicken? We were in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. They took peyote. Yeah. Oh. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, that could be. That could very well be. I might be glad that I never did it, AF. Yeah. Poppy seeds. Yeah, Arnis. I've heard that before too. I also heard that they'll make you fail a urinalysis. That's back when I was in the Army, we got urinalysis. We had to take urinalysis pretty often, and I heard that they would tell us not to eat anything with poppy seeds in it, you know. Jennifer Andrews, what's up? We're talking about hallucinogenics, intoxicants, alcohol, partying in the 90s, basically. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear. That's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. We're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. that dirty Steve was shooting. Boom. Did you see the size of that chicken? That shit cracks me up every time. Yeah, Arnis, I never messed with a needle either now. But hell, I can't even say that I tried most of it out there. Just whatever, you know, passed in front of me. Whatever I was offered, I was, yeah, I'll try it. Shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, AF. Ibuprofen can do it too. 72, Jennifer. Yeah, that's a good year. 71 here. Yeah. Oh, okay. The peyote. I thought peyote was from cactus Arnis. I thought so. I've heard cool stuff about peyote, and I've never heard. That's one of the things you never hear about. You know, people dying or anything from messing with that stuff. I've never personally never heard of it, and maybe there might be a big thing out there that I just somehow managed to miss. But I've never heard of anybody dying from it or having any kind of weird. I mean, a weird trip maybe, but not like a violent episode. We go out and hurt a bunch of people or something. I've never heard that. It's pretty supposed to be pretty like a pretty mellow thing or something. A lot of people do it for like a spiritual journey type of thing, right? Yeah, that was funny as hell. That Young Guns. Okay, Jennifer. All right. Natural acid, yeah. And they have that what's his name? David Icke, he went down there and did, was that ayahuasca or some shit? That's the thing that opened his mind and made him see the lizards and shit. Was it ayahuasca or something like that? Some kind of thing. He went down to South America and tripped on some shit with the native priests or something, and that he had a whole experience there. And then he started seeing the lizards attached to Hillary Clinton's neck and shit. I don't, but yeah. That would be some cool shit to do too, whatever it is. I don't remember if it's ayahuasca that he said, but I remember watching his thing where he said what he did. I just don't remember what he said. I'm guessing that it was ayahuasca. Oh, all right. That's not surprising, Arnis. Yeah, they have some residue on them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's crazy how it can be so much different just right there across the border in Canada. Then I don't know what it is in Mexico. Probably there is none. Yeah, if you're tall enough to sit up to the bar and pay, they'll serve you. Most likely in Mexico. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. Okay. Ooh, yeah. That was the bad risk we all took doing that kind of stuff was having it laced with something else, and you didn't know. Ayahuasca. Okay. Okay. All right, Jennifer. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I just can't remember because it's been so many years since I watched that David Icke's thing where he actually went through and told his whole story. And I forget if that's what he said, but I think that's what it was he took. Rotten rye bread? Rotten rye bread will get you high. Will get you high, Arnis. All right. All right. If I eat some rotten rye bread and end up in the hospital, then my wife's going to come looking for you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we found inventive ways to cool down our beer. We'd get those inner tubes and go tubing, and then tie your 6 pack of beer and let the beer sit in the water, and stay cool just with the creek water. DMT, I've heard of that. That's another thing I've heard of but never seen or tried. Oh, I'm in Florida. Papa Wheelie, Butt Nuggets Homestead. Yeah, Butt Nuggets Homestead. You got beat out today, Butt Nuggets, by a dude named Alien Fetus. you, you were long-standing best handle on Gen X Thinks until Alien Fetus showed up. I had to give it to him today. Well, plus he was here before you today, so you got beat out. Just letting you know. Yeah, that's the thing, Laura Ann. I learned so much just hanging out with y'all and talking like this. And we talk about crazy shit we did back in the 90s. That's the theme of today's discussion, I guess. It's just kind of the vein, the way the conversation went. But I've learned so much about so much stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, I love these lives. I love doing these live streams. I learned so much. I could spend a week, Googling shit, and I wouldn't learn as much as I do in 2 hours just hanging out with y'all. Yeah, the toad poison. Isn't there a toad that you lick that's supposed to get you high, Bucky? Huh? I think there's a toad you lick and it gets you high. Not the poisonous one, of course. That one will kill you. But there's a toad that gets you high. Oh, gravity bongs in a cut-off milk carton? No, we never did them in a milk carton, Jennifer. I never did personally. Yeah, I've heard that before about the DMT, but I've never tried it. Alien Fetus, yeah, dude, he's here. Hopefully he comments so you can see him. Butt Nuggets, yeah, Alien Fetus. He's the coolest handle award winner today. I invited him back so we could so I could say his name again. Yeah, underground the hallucinogenic stuff was always my favorite. It was just cool to me. This shit was fun. You weren't completely, blasted out of your mind, but it was just an awesome ride. Yeah. Growing the wrong things in your garden, Lorraine. you gotta make sure they're legal to grow. Yeah. Yeah, all that's one of the bad things about chemistry. People do some bad shit with it too, Shannon. Cooking up some psychedelics and stuff that aren't, just a clean, mellow experience. They're dangerous. We're a bad influence, Christopher. Arizona toads, Wiley Ann. That's the ones you lick and get you high. Arizona toads. They got to be organic toads. Final Fantasy says. They can't be no GMO toads, Wiley Ann. Me and Final Fantasy aren't licking GMO toads. We don't care where they're from. Ain't it right, Final Fantasy? Straight up organic toads for me and Final Fantasy. That's our new rule. We're going to start I'm going to have a sign made. Organic toads only. All right, Bucky. Well, you might dream of electric sheep, dude. Christopher. No shit, Underground. African grass. Damn, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look that shit up. Yeah. I went to school in Mesa, Arizona. I forget which grade it was in. I think the third grade, I think it was. For a few months I lived there. Not very long. Oh, okay, Underground. Alright. Ecstasy Rising or Dirty Pictures to learn the history. Alright. Bathtub gin generation. Bath salts. Yeah, don't talk about... You can't bring up bath salts here. That's the zombie drug. Down here in Florida, we had people eating each other and shit. Yeah. Yeah. The grass outside breathing. Yeah. That's a different... See, in my limited experience, acid will change the stuff that's there, right? Like the grass will breathe or the walls will melt, but the grass is there and the walls are there. Mushrooms, on the other hand, will make you see shit that ain't there. The shit does not exist in this reality. Mushrooms will invent that shit and bring it into the room with you. That's the difference between the two in my humble experience. Yeah. So, but mushrooms, out of the two, mushrooms were my favorite. That shit was just, that shit was awesome. Yeah. Seeing golden tigers of light crawling around and shit. Yeah. You sit in color all day? What do you color, Christopher John? Do you color Winnie the Pooh and shit? Oh, no, that's Christopher Robin. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right. See, now there's somebody who saw some shit on acid that actually was not there. Okay. Final Fantasy saw a herd of zebra coming over the horizon. Bud and bourbon now, yeah. Yeah, Jennifer, that's not a good idea. Yeah, an elephant in the middle of the road. Yeah, holy shit, that hallucinogenics. You hallucinate on weed. Holy shit. Everybody wished they had that superpower, Final Fantasy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I had a great time too on the couple of times that I did it. Like I did acid a couple times and shrooms a couple times, and it was just my favorite stuff to do. But as I said, I never liked it enough to go out and keep doing it. I did it, back in my 20s once or twice each. But I had a great time. I loved it, but it just never really got the opportunity or whatever to get again. I wasn't gonna, go looking for it, go driving the streets at night looking for the shit. So, oh, okay, Christopher. Excuse me. All right. Well, everybody's got to have a hobby, dude. Yeah. They could read each other's minds on mushrooms. That's what we need to do. Well, there's only a couple of states where that's legal. Now, I think Colorado is one of them. I'm not sure. Colorado, Oregon, maybe. Oregon, they just went all out and just made everything legal. Shit, they don't care. But that would be cool, having a whole trip session, doing a live stream where all of us, all of y'all. That would be a trip in itself. Yeah, that would be cool. We'd probably all just end up staring at the screen. Never really. I've heard a lot about opioids and pain pills, yeah, Christopher, but never really had much experience with them myself. Spoke with a sprinkler once. Mike Fleisner, my boy. I'm glad you showed up, Mike. Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, I talk to my tools all the time at work. Tell them how stupid they are for gouging into my hand. Oh, okay. I thought so, Arnis. I thought it was legal in Colorado. I couldn't say for sure, but oh yeah, yeah. I remember the smoking area in high school. That would be killer, Arnis. But where the hell? We don't have to go to Colorado for the weekend or Oregon. Yeah, the chat would be insane, dude. Yeah. That would be a blast. It'd be worth it just to do one live stream like that. But that'd be a trip. Just watching it later would be a complete trip. Watching it. But yeah, a lot of things that I actually wanted to try. Peyote is one of them. Ayahuasca. I just haven't had the chance yet. I haven't had the opportunity. But yeah, the smoking area is where all the cool kids were. Zombie, what's up, dude? I ain't seen you in a while, but I haven't made a video in a while, so that's probably my fault. Yeah, but that's not where all the cool kids were. Even if you didn't really smoke, that's. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was in the Army from 91 to 94. Had a good time. That's where a lot of these experiences I'm talking about came from. was when I was in the Army. Yeah. Well, welcome, Jennifer. Glad to have you here. Glad to see new faces. As you can see, we talk a lot about, stuff we did in the 80s and 90s. Sometimes we'll go off and start talking about conspiracy theories, the apocalypse. We'll talk about that once in a while. But yeah, the subject matter is completely open. It'll change, from one podcast to the next, and it might change 3 times during one show. We just go where the flow takes us. Zombie Navy Man, 87 to 93. Yeah. Thank you for your service, Zombie. You're one of the Brotherhood. Veterans. We were all proud to serve our country. But I did, Zombie did a few more years than me. What'd you do? You did 6? That's 6 years, Zombie? Yeah, I did 4. I learned a lot in the Army, but I had a lot of fun too. Me and my buddies, we'd do anything we thought we could pass a piss test on. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't think it would get us in trouble on the piss test, yeah, we'd try it. We'd give it a shot. That was our rule. We had our boundaries. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do too, Jennifer. My grandpa was a veteran. My dad was a veteran. Both my uncles were veterans. Yeah, as far back as I know about my family history, they were veterans. Hobbies include smoking, drinking, and all types of ill shit. That's hilarious, AF. He was hired on the spot. Yeah, that's cool as shit. I love hearing that kind of stuff. Smoking, drinking, and all types of ill shit. You gotta love that. Oh yeah, yeah. If somebody could come up with a system of communication with aliens, we'll give it a shot. Shit. Well, thank you, Bucky, and I'm sure the rest of my fellow veterans thank you as well. But yeah, I've got some cool stories in my backlog of videos. I've got some cool stories from my Army days. I'll tell you one real quick. Actually, one of my buddies, his girlfriend, I was stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, which is right on the Pacific Ocean over there, and not right directly on it, but just a few miles from it. And his girlfriend came from the East Coast, clear from Carolina or something, I think, and flew over there, and they decided to get married like on the spur of the moment. And she had no one over there, no family, no friends, nothing. He was just in the Army over there, She just came to visit him. And so my buddy came to me and my other friend. There were 3 of us that were pretty good friends, and he told us, hey, me and my girlfriend are going to get married, going to have this got everything set up, but I don't know which one of you I want to be my best man. You're both real close, we're with me, we're all 3 of us are good friends. I don't know which one of you I don't want to not ask one of you, but I need someone to be my girlfriend's maid of honor. So I immediately threw my hand up. I was like, shit, that's me, dude. I'll be your maid of honor. Let me be your maid of honor. shit, let me go. Oh, I have to ask her. So he goes and asks her, and she's like, yeah, sure. I don't care. So I got to be a maid of honor in a wedding. You know, I wore a suit and shit. I didn't dress up like a woman. You know, I wasn't trans or nothing. But how many dudes get to say that, you know, that they got to be a maid of honor at a wedding? So that's kind of just my mentality. I'll do shit, you know, that I might never get the chance to do ever again in life. If I got the chance to do it, I'd do it, just because I wanted to be able to say I did it when I died. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm one of the few dudes you'll meet that got to be an honest to goodness maid of honor at a wedding. Christopher John. Yeah, go out with a bong. Yeah, hell yeah. Frisbees in Dreamland. No, I didn't wear the dress. Yeah. No, I didn't wear that. A massive black triangle. Yeah, that's the... Do we have time? We got 40 minutes. I've talked about that in past videos, the whole alien thing, and I just don't believe that aliens visit us from other star systems. If there are aliens flying around, and I have many reasons for that. But I think that they're either underground or under the ocean or something like that. They were already here. They're here. They're not coming from outer space. We've never, with all of the telescopes that people have now, the amateur astronomers, and all the technology we have now covering every square meter of the sky, we've never seen one fly past the moon or, you know, come and burning into the atmosphere. Never. They're always, you know, down inside our atmosphere. They're always over the ocean or, you know, buzzing around. So, not to mention just the distance between stars is so vast that it's crazy. It's crazier to me to think that they can travel that distance than they were already here. It just makes more sense to me. So that's where I come from there, where I'm at. I'm not saying they aren't UFOs. I'm just saying they're not from different stars. They come from under the water or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, Laura, and that's just what I think. I mean, it's a fun thing to think about, and I could be totally wrong, but it just makes sense to me. All right, Antarctica, yeah, they could come from Antarctica, but this is the way that we do our lives, Jennifer. Is that shit? We'll go from partying to aliens to Bigfoot to, you know, to culture to, you know, ancient artifacts and shit. We might talk about anything, literally. The housing market today, and, you know, the job market today. What the hell? What's the job market going to be like in the near future? So we'll talk about anything. So it's not like out of our normal realm of conversation to switch from partying in the 90s to where do aliens come from. That's par for the course on Gen X Thinks. Oh, then that's where you get the alien fetus. AF is right. Yeah. What are we talking about? We're talking to aliens, and we got one. Well, maybe he just showed up and left. He hasn't said anything in a while. If we had an alien fetus, we could have grilled him, put him under the question, and found out where the hell he came from. Sasquatch? No. Bigfoot's real. Sasquatch is made up. They just made up Sasquatch to make us Bigfoot believers look like science deniers and shit. Yeah. Sasquatch is the one, Or no, skunk ape, right, Loran? Isn't it skunk ape, Loran? I actually got a story about that, Jennifer, about some tracks I saw way out in the middle of nowhere, but that I saw with my own eyes. It's not something that I saw a picture of or something. Arnis is Sasquatch. All right, that's pretty cool. Arnis is Sasquatch. So that means Arnis is real. So I'm sorry for doubting you, Arnis. Hecklefish for Congress, yeah. Yeah. And there's so much evidence for all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Loran, skunk ape is real. See, there's a thing that I like to talk about is Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, and what's the abominable snowman? Are they all the same thing? Are they all different things? Or what? Bigfoot's no, I thought Sasquatch was the bastardized name. I grew up calling him Bigfoot. I didn't hear about Sasquatch until that Canadian comic book I read with the one of the superheroes is named Sasquatch, and I didn't know what the hell it meant. I just thought that was his name for a long time. Glimmerman? What's Glimmerman? I'm gonna have to look that one up. Yeah, there's might be something to that, Mike. That might be a podcast by itself. The Nephilim and giants and all that stuff. The Florida man of Bigfoot. So skunk ape is the one that all the other Bigfoots and Sasquatches they don't want to admit he exists, right? He's like the black sheep of the family. The Florida man of Bigfoot. That's pretty cool, zombie. That's cool as hell, dude. I gotta remember that. Skunk ape is the Florida man of Bigfoot. Yeah, AF. Yeah, we've been lied to for forever. And Yeti. That's the next. Yep. There you go, Jennifer. Now we've been lied to since forever. And it's fun to talk to each other and try to figure it out. We don't have to be, we don't have to all be crazy conspiracy theorists to have fun with the subject and talk about it and see what's up, try to figure it out together. Yeah, different bears in different areas. All right. Oh, okay. Sasquatch is an older Native American legend. Okay. That makes sense. They wouldn't call him Bigfoot. That sounds like some stupid white people shit. They're all real, Bucky? Yeti is a cold climate Sasquatch? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Shannon. Wood booger. Wood booger. First Laura Ann with her skunk ape, and now we got wood booger. Yowie. Christopher John. All different, yeah. I like Laura Ann's theory that they're just like different breeds in the same species, That makes sense. Yeah. Arnis. Yeah. I grew up, a part of my growing up was in Washington, and that's Bigfoot country too. So, yeah. And I actually saw some stuff that makes me... I've seen evidence that couldn't be faked or anything. It was out in the middle of nowhere. So, whereas Australia is down at the bottom of the plate. Down at the bottom part of the plate. You hold the plate up of the earth. The earth, well, it's a cross, I guess. The earth, I don't know which way they flip the plate. The flat earthers, is the plate like this or is the plate like this? If the plate's like this, it's at the bottom. If the plate's flat, it's, a cross. My flat earther. Do I have any flat earthers in here? I don't mean to pick on y'all. We have good fun with flat Earth. You think Bigfoot would win against a Yeti, Arnis? I don't know. Yeti, I don't know. Yeti would have big claws and big fangs and shit, I think. Oh yeah. Oh, in this conversation, flip the plate, Mike. Yeah, where is? Oh yeah, where is Lake too? My buddy Lake, he was here earlier. Lake abandoned us. Well, it's early Monday morning in Australia, so they're probably at work. And I missed a few days, so they probably didn't get up early. And when they did get up, they probably went to work. What's under the plate? It's just plates all the way down, Lorianne. Yeah. Yeah, different cultures, like the white settlers and stuff, native come up with the Bigfoot, and then the Native Americans had Sasquatch, and then didn't Yeti, and that's like over in the Andes or something, right? Am I saying? No, not the Andes, the Alps. I thought the abominable snowman, the Yeti, was a Southeast Asian thing, or no, North. Shit, now I can't remember the name of the mountains over there. In arm wrestling, you think Yeti'd win Metal Gear? Tripp said he might not be here because he didn't know if I was going to be here. So, we can't blame him. Oh yeah. Yeah, AF, I I just have certain ways that I lean when I think about that kind of stuff. If someone came up and showed me some absolute proof that the earth was flat, I'd be like, okay, I've been wrong. You know, I was wrong this whole time. That thing's flat. But I wouldn't bet my life that it's a globe. but I have to say that my brain just tells me it is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, Shannon. I'm glad they don't have a cold climate honey badger. That thing's bad enough as it is. Yeah, multiple plates, Mike. D. Braun, what's up? Yeah, those big white mountains in Euroasia. Yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about, Jennifer. You know where Australia. You said where's Australia, dude. Dude says where's Australia, and I tell him, and then he gets mad because I told him where Australia was on the plate. uh, I don't know. That's a tough one. The moon is the weirdest thing in our experience because it's too big to have been captured by the Earth's gravity. Because if it was flying by, the Earth couldn't capture it. It's too damn big. We have the biggest moon compared to the size of our planet of any known planet. Jupiter, you know, all the other ones, Saturn, Pluto, all of them. We have the biggest one. And if it had been flying by, our gravity was not enough to capture it and get it swinging around us. So it's crazy. The moon is weird. Yeah, it is weird when you go. And so it's a tough one to figure out. You really got to sit down and think about it and do some digging. Life is full of work right now, D. I missed some episodes last week because I'm just working too many damn hours and I'm just falling asleep every time I sit down. So the moon is organic and wholesome. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I just don't know how it got there. That's a little more. That's a trickier question. Yeah, zombie. The honey badger is a Gen X spirit animal. I love the damn honey badger. That thing will attack anything. Lions, elephants. It don't care. It does not care. It's fighting for the fight, just to fight. You're not going to run through a honey badger area, his little patch of land without without going through some scuffle. You got to throw some paws if you're gonna travel through a honey badger camp. Yeah, there's no telling, Metal Gear. The moon doesn't rotate. It does, but it rotates like this at the same time the Earth rotates, so it always shows the same face to us. If it didn't rotate, then as the Earth spun around, we would see a different part of it, right? Now you got me confused. I'm gonna have to look that up. I thought it rotated. Maybe it doesn't. No. I'm playing it around in my head. It can't rotate. Yeah. So it always shows the same face to us, Jennifer. Yeah. It always shows the same face to the Earth. Yeah, I plan on it. I'm just gonna do like probably 3 live streams in the morning and just talk. I always have done one video every single day of the week without fail. Well, not without fail, but once in a while I just get in a bind and miss one. But that had been my set rhythm, was a video every single day. But I'm just gonna have to change that up. We're trying to wrap up this job I'm on, putting in a lot of hours. So I'm probably gonna do probably 3 videos this week and possibly next week. But I'll talk about that the next week on next Sunday's live stream, and we'll see how that's gonna go, depending on how close we are to wrapping it up and all that. Yeah, tidally locked. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it doesn't rotate. Yeah. So Jennifer was right when she said that. So something else, I was confusing that whole rotation thing with something else. Chuck Norris is the only thing the honey badger is scared of. Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, dark side of the moon. And then they there's all kinds of conspiracy theories and stuff about what's on the dark side of the moon that we never see. And that's, hell, nobody knows. I guess I read somewhere that China actually sent a probe and checked out the dark side of the moon, but hell, I don't know if they're going to tell us. Crypto Billy, what's up, dude? Have I said hi to you yet, man? Glad to see you here. But yeah, there's so much crazy stuff, and with the moon, because the moon actually, well, that's where we get the word lunatic from, is from the moon. Lunar, lunacy, lunatic, all that shit. So I think that it does have some effect on the, what am I trying to say? The electromagnetic waves, you know what I mean? Like the brain waves and shit. Just like it does with the waves of the tide, the ocean, the tide. It has an effect. No, all right. Well, it's getting close, so start saying goodbye to everybody. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for showing up. Thanks again, AF, for becoming a member. Thank you, Arnis, Zombie, Mike. Let me see here. See how I can get my Mike Fleisner, Crypto Billy. Did I say Arnis? Who else? Bucky, Dead Wolf Resistance, Metal Gear Punisher, D. Braun, Final Fantasy, Butt Nuggets. Try to get everybody. Like to say, did I say goodbye to Bucky already? Shannon, Laura Ann, we had, who else did we have up here? Oh, Christopher John, Butt Nuggets Homestead, Alien Fetus, though he only made 1 or 2 comments. He might have just dropped in and hopped out again, but it was cool to see that name. Wiley Ann, of course. And if Electronic Music Underground. All right. If I didn't say your name, I apologize, but thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. Oh yeah, Lake was here earlier. I don't know if he's still listening to us. Final Fantasy. And again, I apologize for not posting earlier. I was just, all that shit caught up with me, and I've been either sleeping or working for the last 3 or 4 days. It's all kind of a blur. So, but I'll be making shorter videos, in the week, during the week, this coming week. They'll just be, I'll just live stream them though, so I don't have to edit them, but they'll still be my normal video. All right. So, Mike Fleisner. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll leave you there with that. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.